8 groups control the American economy not only because of their concentration of wealth, but through their strategic ownership of basic industry.
There is a conspiracy by big business against American democracy. To understand this conspiracy, we must remember what happened after World War I in 1919. Employers mobilized the full power of the government against the unions. Attorney General A. Mitchell Palmer said he was after communists. Under cover of red baiting, he and the employers crippled the trade unions. In 2 years, 1/3 of the membership was lost. Big business was in control. It ran the government. It brought us to 1929. To this, and this, and this.
Pearl Harbor. A year has passed, and we do honor to our beloved dead who fell before the sneak Jap. We remember. Each of us gathered here today, safely sheltered. We remember. We remember the graves far away. Nurses, soldiers, children of Pearl Harbor. Stabbed in the back. But remembering is not enough. Hating is not enough. Sacrifices. Yes, no matter what. And what do they ask of us, the heroes we mourn? What do they ask of us, our marching sons across the seas? To stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Here at home to do the job of forging the guns of vengeance. They're marching now. The rhythm of our marching boys thrills the world. Avenge December the 7th. On to victory. Everyone in this theater can know the personal pride and joy of taking part too. Sure, you've bought bonds and stamps. But when you buy this week, mark in your memory their bonds of vengeance. When you leave this theater, stop and remember that cruel morning just a year ago. Each day this week in motion picture theaters throughout the land, Americans are remembering with vengeance in their hearts. Tears too. Why not? Bonds are our weapons. Stop on the way out. You want to say what's in your heart? Say it with bonds.
The plant where Bill worked employed 15,000 people. It was only one of the General Electric network, employing 125,000 workers. Westinghouse employed 75,000. General Motors Electrical Division, 25,000. Together, they control 50% of the industry. And in December 1942, the Department of Justice brought General Electric and Westinghouse into court on charges of monopolizing fluorescent lamps. Also in 1942, a grand jury slapped General Electric with a criminal indictment, charging that General Electric, along with other companies,
did unlawfully, willfully, and feloniously conspire, combine, confederate, and agree together to defraud the United States by making collusive, fraudulent, identical, and non-competitive bids at unreasonably high prices.
But this is not all. In spite of war, these companies operate internationally through subsidiaries, stock participation, and cartel agreements with various other companies. IG Farben Industrie, Allgemeine Elektrizitätsgesellschaft, Siemens Schuckenwerke, Siemens Halske, Opel, Fried Group Antigesellschaft, Tokyo Shibaura, Mitsubishi Electrical Engineering Company, Westinghouse Electric Company of Japan, Compagnia Generale di Elettricità, Magrini Società Anonima, and many more all over the world. Internationally, as well as nationally, profit, big profit, is the battle cry. A General Electric Krupp agreement sent the price of tungsten carbide from $50 a pound to $453 a pound. This monopoly price kept production low. The United States government cracked down with a criminal indictment. But the damage had been done. Tungsten carbide was one of the great bottlenecks in war production. On the other side of the world, Kwanzo Tanaka, chairman of Mitsubishi, announced that part of their profits had been set aside for Westinghouse. Where did this money come from?
Roosevelt is dead and a reactionary Congress has taken over. Big business thinks it can repeat 1919.
It took the power of the United States government even to find out these facts. And since our taxes paid for this investigation, let's get our money's worth. Roosevelt was gone, and his enemies were on hand to claim the victory. Pay cuts at home, oppression abroad. What the companies left unsaid was how they rated the United States Treasury. Republicans and Southern Democrats, by wartime tax bills, guaranteed profits to all corporations through 1946, even if they were not producing. President Roosevelt called the bill relief for the greedy, not for the needy. There were similar groups in Germany, Japan, Italy, England, France, Holland, Belgium, Spain, and smaller countries. Through colonial rule or subservient governments, they controlled raw materials and markets in most of the world. This is the big league in world business. Its name is Imperialism. It leads to war, as Hitler's story shows. For Hitler had a dream that his big business should dominate the world. He called his dream the New Order. Foreign big business was weakened during the war, and today American big business is the strongest. And they have a dream to dominate the world. They call their dream the American Century. The American Century means the century of big business instead of the century of the common people. 8 groups control the American economy, not only because of their concentration of wealth, but through their strategic ownership of basic industries.